हम विनल प्रकाश है, गोल्टन तामो में रहता है और सबको रेडियो FIJI 2 सुने, सबको लाइक करे।
रेडियो FIJI 2 देश की धड़कन।
Yana Vanaka and good morning, Fiji. In this bulletin, men urge to break culture of silence. Drug fight to target hard users and traders. And Methodist Church to elect new executives.
From the studios of FBC SUVA, Jackie Spate.
Men need to change their mindset that sharing their problems is a sign of weakness. Lifeline Fiji believes the culture of silence has taken a toll on men, thinking they cannot share their challenges because they are head of the family. This has resulted in many suffering silently and at times taking unwanted actions. Kritika Kumar reports.
Men often bottle up their feelings and emotions, which leads to bigger problems.
We have to be this person that people look up to, and we can't show any sign of remorse and things like that. So, you know, having this culture of silence, it is a blessing, and it's also a curse as well. It doesn't enable us to reach out for help.
For the past 3 months, Lifeline Fiji has recorded around 500 calls, of which majority were men. Merikula says reaching out for help is not a sign of weakness.
We have problems, relationship problems as well. But mostly it's on males that are going through distress that they can't provide for their family, and somehow we're blessed to be an outlet for males that are reaching out for help.
Lifeline Fiji has also been working with the Fiji Women Crisis Center and has been forwarding them the cases of domestic violence.
Lifeline, we were at a meeting 2 weeks ago, is also wanting to learn, because many of the calls they are getting while they are suicide prevention team, they're getting a lot of calls from people who are suffering or perpetrators and so on. So that's a good thing also. So we've all come on board.
Shamima Ali says corporate organizations need to look after their staff. Ali stressed that if organizations are serious about promoting gender equality and ending violence against women, then all staff need to go through gender sensitization to understand gender dynamics. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
The Fiji Police Force is currently investigating the possible manufacturing of hard drugs and illicit substances in the country. This has been confirmed by Police Chief of Operation ACP ABDUL Khan, who says they've had successful marijuana raids in the past few months. ACP Khan says now they're expanding their radar to include those dealing with hard drugs such as methamphetamine.
Looking at the hard drugs, especially the meth and other drugs, it may take a while because of the covert nature of operations that we do. It is not like walking into the farms, identifying the farms through the drones and uprooting. With these other drugs, it takes a while to get those cases detected.
A man who was arrested for allegedly posing as a civil servant still has a further 3 allegations pending against him at the Totongo police station. Facing 8 charges, Josefa Ravoka appeared in the SUVA Magistrates Court yesterday afternoon. Apanisa Wangarandovo reports.
It is alleged Ravoka obtained more than $7,000 by deception. He faces 1 count of impersonating a public officer, 2 counts of obtaining financial advantage by deception, 4 counts of providing false or misleading documents, and a single count of giving false information to a public officer. It is also alleged he was going by the names Josefa Ravoka and Josefa Atalafo, as well as posing as a government lawyer and obtaining money under false pretenses. The police prosecutor objected to the accused's bail application due to the further 3 pending allegations at the Totongo police station. The police said it was important for Ravoka to remain in custody as officers will want to question him regarding the allegations. Ravoka's lawyer said his client is currently a University of Fiji student studying law and will need to continue his education. The magistrate refused a bail request due to the seriousness of the charges. The case will be called again for mention on the 5th of next month. Apanisa Wangarandovo, FBC News.
48-year-old Waisake Tulavu, convicted of raping 3 women, will be sentenced by the SUVA High Court today. Tulavu has been convicted of 4 counts of rape and 1 count of sexual assault. Waisake Tulavu, who was a pastor at the church, had raped 3 members aged 22, 29 and 32 in NASINU in 2018. The prosecution says Tulavu betrayed the trust of the 3 victims and there was pre-planning. The defense asked for a lower end of the tariff. The 3 victims had earlier informed the court that they are still suffering. The Methodist Church of Fiji will meet to elect church executives before the annual conference in 2021. This was confirmed to FBC News by Assistant General Secretary Reverend Ilyesa Naivalu. Reverend Naivalu says the election was scheduled to take place during the church annual conference this year, but it has been postponed to next August due to the pandemic.
There are two businesses to be dealt with, namely the appointment of the executives, that's the President, the General Secretary, and the Deputy General Secretary. This was done mainly because of the difficulties encountered by most of our members in divisions due to the epidemic COVID-19, and some maritime divisions who were still recovering from the aftermath of the Cyclone Herod early this year.
An online supermarket has been launched by Div Damoda. Damoda says he has been researching about new business opportunities in Fiji over the past 6 months. He says with the launch of his online retail supermarket, his prime focus is to assist families by providing a simpler and easier solution for grocery shopping.
Now you select one of those packages, you either deposit the money in our bank account at BSP directly or use M-Pesa to deposit that. In your narration, it's very important to put your name and your phone number. Our office then gets in touch with you, takes all your details and delivery and everything, and within 24 to 48 hours, we deliver your goods.
Fiji, among other small island developing states, is calling on multilateral financial institutions to review the global development finance framework. This is to cushion the impacts of COVID-19 and climate change on small island nations. Economy Minister Ayasaid Kayum says the current framework is based on the outdated Bretton Woods system of the 1940s. The minister believes drastic policy review is needed as the system has placed a huge demand on small governments with limited capacity.
Development partners, including multilateral banks, development banks, and international financial institutions, cannot settle for old-school programmatic answers. New and additional development finance must come with a new approach, one that reduces the cost of accessing blended financing solutions.
Up ahead, Rokotui Sawa, inspired by former flying Fijian, and MOCE shines in Cricket Association Challenge.
Radio Fiji One Nandomo Iviti.
NAITASIRI halfback Etonia Rokotui Sawa has no regrets returning to the NAITASIRI side this year. Having played for the Highlanders from 2009, Rokotui Sawa made a switch to the TAILEVU side in 2018 and joined Northland the year after. But the Kasavu NAITASIRI native always had NAITASIRI at heart and decided to join the Highlanders' 2020 Skipper Cup campaign. Inspired by fellow Kasavu villager and former Flying Fijians fly half Waiselu Veniali, Rokotui Sawa hopes to don the white jumper.
We trained together in the village and he kept pushing me to continue with my rugby career. It was because of him I was able to achieve so much over the past few years.
Organisers of the 13th Fiji Better Savu Sevens are pleased that some stars like Jerry and Piotawai are part of the tournament. Fans were treated to some top sevens action yesterday with top teams like FDS Barbarians, Ului Nakau and Army Green featuring some of the world's best players. Tournament coordinator Malakai Yamaivava says that some teams will find it tough today in the second and third round of pool games.
We have winners of the Fiji Tamari Sevens, CK Izibai Tamandamu. We have runners-up, Blue Gas Police White, and of course Blue Gas Police Blue. We have FDS Barbarian Brothers. We have Rewasa Resort Taviuni. We have Maravu Taviuni. We have runners-up from last year, Combat Ulinakau Babas. They're participating again this year, and of course Blue Diamond from Makoi.
The SUVA football side may go into Sunday's Vodafone Premier League clash against NASINU without several of its key players. Big names including Beniamino Matenangara, Shahil Dave, Laisinia Raura, Christopher Wasasala and Sairusi Nalaumbu are currently nursing injuries. Head coach Babs Khan says they hope the players will recover before game day.
About 5 players on the injury list. We're just assessing it with the physio, and come Friday then we will see who we got for against NASINU.
Dubbed as the underdogs in the Cricket Fiji Association Challenge, the more their team has discarded that tag, winning 4 of its games so far. The Lao-based team has been causing upsets in the pool stages, defeating SUVA, Invitational, Rotuma rivals Oneata and Namukoi Lao. More their cricket manager Joe Manara says sticking to their game strategies has earned them the wins.
We tell the boys, when you have the game, you focus to our game plan. The game plan we win yesterday. Today we met Namuka team. Namuka team, we have a tournament in Lao in Modi after 2 months. In Lao, we win the game there. We met Namuka today. We tell the boys, focus to the game plan.
A quick look at the weather map for today. It is finally Friday, the 23rd of October. The weekend is here. And although the sun is outshining this morning, as Angie said last night, a trough of low pressure with associated cloud and showers is expected to affect the northern and eastern parts of the country from later tonight. And that is your FBC Morning News. Join us at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. Remember, in times of crisis, you need factual news that you can trust. Stop believing fake news about the COVID-19 on social media. Fight misinformation by getting only the facts about the coronavirus from verified news sources like FBC's TV, radio and digital media news. FBCnews.com.fj, keeping Fijians connected with the truth.
Hi, I'm Ini from RAKIRAKI. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.